Hello, friends. I had a creative meeting today that was kind of mind-blowing. And I had this sense that it's so this is what I've learned. This is what I'm learning about creative spirituality, walking the creative path, or engaging in a creative practice as a spiritual path, spiritual practice. It's just, I'm trying to sum it up in a takeaway. I'm trying to it's just this relentless forward motion. The reason that's coming through, and the reason that I'm sort of so powerfully moved by this, is because, there are these moments in the process where you watch all the obstacles drop away, and everything just points and drives like a laser beam. And I witnessed that today among a group of 6 people, a large group of people, as far as the number of, and all very powerful intellects, powerful opinions, powerful emotions, and to see the kind of, to see the defenses kind of drop, and to see the resistance drop, was just absolutely staggering. And so then that's the reason why I said there's this kind of relentless forward movement, is because it's almost like it comes in waves. The resistance can build and build and build and build and build, and then boom, the wave crashes, and it's like all of a sudden the process is flowing again. It's like moving. There's something moving. And man, the thing that's so intense about it is that each wave seems to get more powerful, or at least certainly over the course of our lives, the intensity that we're capable of holding, the complexity we're able to hold, the tension we're able to withstand before we crash, just gets greater and greater. And it's almost like that's what the creative process is teaching us. That's what the universe is teaching us via the creative process, is how to absorb that tension, how to hold that tension, how to contain it, how to not run from it, how to lean into it, how to maintain faith throughout it. And then what that feels like when it actually crashes, it's just remarkable. And so, that's just that's a takeaway that I will not forget. And I think I've been struck by something recently that someone said to me in a different context, and I think I've probably mentioned this on a post recently. Now that I'm saying it again, I feel like I've said it before. But Brene Brown, when she was asked to summarize, I think either leadership or just summarize one takeaway for people, given all the work she does with vulnerability and leadership, and her one statement was, stay curious longer. In other words, just keep remaining open to possibility. Don't shut the door. And man, if you don't, but that, and that's why the impulse to shut the door is so powerful, because we have to make that decision in the context of a genuine emotional reckoning. if you make that decision and there's no reckoning involved, there's no stakes involved, well, then that just means you're probably not on your edge. That just means you're probably in a set of circumstances that maybe you haven't necessarily fully outgrown it, but it's not pushing you. You're not leaning into that next bit of yourself where it's like, can I handle this? I don't know if I can handle this. This is like pulsing my being on a level that I'm not sure I've ever felt, and that I don't know what's going to happen to my system. And that's where I've just been for the last couple of weeks anyway, but it's been building and building. And so to feel something really kind of move, and to feel an alignment, to trust in the capacity for alignment. And I will draw this back to a sensation that I had yesterday and over the last couple of days. Really, I've been meditating and, just being really, trying to be really rigorous about where is my core. Do I actually believe what I say I believe? Am I actually practicing that? When I say everything is serving me, when I say all the obstacles are here for a reason, whether they come in the form of circumstances or other people or internal blockages or whatever, do I actually believe that they're serving me? Can I actually maintain that faith? Can I choose to believe that and genuinely believe it, and not sort of not hold on? It's almost like we hold on to our anger, or we hold on to our dismissal as a security blanket. Because if we can convince ourselves that that something's wrong, if we can tell ourselves something's wrong with this situation, it should be different, that's a security blanket. And the reason it's a security blanket is because if we can do that, if we can tell ourselves this is wrong, then we have an excuse for not withstanding the tension. We have an excuse for throwing up our hands and saying, this is bullshit, I can't, it's a way of saying I can't handle it without saying I can't handle it. It's a way of saying I can't handle it in the form of saying, this is just all ridiculous and I can't, I don't need to continue engaging here. And that's, that's, I'm not saying that it's necessarily always the wrong choice, because I think there are probably circumstances when that might need to be the decision. But I am also saying there are circumstances in which there's going to be severe temptation to do that, and the payoff for not doing so is going to be immense. The payoff for withstanding, holding, coming back to the center, and not holding onto that security blanket. If I can always just tell myself this is bullshit, I can, that's the danger. Is like, that's the danger of letting our cynicism or our anger or our ego basically get in the way, is that we jettison this immense opportunity to hold a kind of creative energy that we've never held before. Because that tension, that cresting wave, that compression that's happening is it's really what's happening is we're being charged with energy. Our system, our psyche, our soul, our entire being is being charged with energy. And if we can't handle it, then we're going to jettison. We're going to let go. We're going to, but if we can absorb it, and this is, for me, I mean, the only way I can do it was with meditation. That's the only thing that allows me to dose the intensity of that experience enough that I can make conscious decisions about it, as opposed to reactive decisions. If I weren't meditating, there's no way I could handle it, because the energy would be too much, and I wouldn't be meeting it out over time, through the experience of meditation and through the experience of creating this cushion of awareness around everything, I couldn't ever, I know I would go unconscious. And because I'm tempted to go unconscious anyway. And so I see that line, I see where the line is, and I can kind of go, okay. But I had an experience last night of grounding into a kind of faith, settling into a sense of, here's what I ultimately know is true. And it actually took all the way until this morning before I really got there. But you know, it was kind of my evening and then my morning meditation that really got me there. And man, if that wasn't reflected in the world today, out there, and other people, and just an amazing, amazing set of relationships and circumstances and ideas and conversation. So, you know, what I'm partly trying to do is just delineate for myself the contours and the principles and the stages of what I'm calling creative spirituality. And on another level, I'm just riffing on. I'm just kind of sharing an experience with you, which was incredibly powerful. Yeah, but it's worth it. That's what I will say. It's worth it. It's worth withstanding that energy. It's worth withstanding that tension and letting it, and holding our center. You know, seeing if we can remain in the eye of the storm and not get pulled out into the violence of it, into the part of it that dissolves into chaos. You know, can we stay? So that's where I'm at today. Thanks for watching, folks. Love you. Appreciate you. I can't wait to continue this conversation. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow.